fucking messy debaters, they're the debaters and haters. They're asking what they want, they're the debaters, the debaters. The fucking messy debaters, they're the debaters and haters.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know them, you love them, you can't live without them. It's the Master Debaters Podcast.
Hello, and, well, what? You want to do that? Come on then.
Hello guys, welcome to the podcast.
Is that all you got? Welcome back to the Master Debaters Podcast. This is a bit of a different episode this week, as we've actually got no episode recorded. We've struggled to get together for the last couple of weeks, really. Basically, we've had plans a couple of times, and Sean's cancelled on me, to be honest with you, and Michael's busy with other things. So this week, what we've done in honour of Jiggy's upcoming annual London birthday spectacular, which is the 24th of August. If you don't know who Jiggy is, he's a stand-up comedian all the way from America. He does a show once a year in London at the Star of Kings Comedy Club. Sean and I went last year and had a wonderful night, spent way too much money, met a lot of lovely people, and we had a good time, really. It was great, and we're going to go again this year. If you're listening to this, the day it comes out, which will be Sunday, hopefully today, as I'm recording this intro, but the show is this coming weekend, the 24th of August, and Sean and I will be there. If you want tickets to the show, starofkings.co.uk/events. You'll find all the information on there, or at Jiggy Comedy to find anything on Jiggy. Saturday, 24th of August. The time says 8 till 10, but it'll go on longer than that, because last year we did karaoke into the wee hours of the night. I don't remember much of it, but I'm told there was lots of karaoke, but I don't remember all of it. There are some videos floating around as well, which is not flattering, but we're hoping to go and do all that again. We are going again. We've got our tickets booked, we've got our hotel booked, we've got our train booked. Anybody listening to this that is going to the show, Sean and I are trying to arrange some sort of pre-show meet-up. Hopefully, me and Sean will get together at some point this week to sort out the times and the dates. We're thinking Nando's. That's where me and Sean went last year. Sean popped my Nando's cherry, and since then I've been all over Nando's. So we're going to do that again. Hopefully we'll be meeting there. I know some people want to meet in the Spoons. Yeah, we're going to put a message out. We'll put a tweet out. We'll put something on Facebook. And if you want to come and meet up with us before the show, feel free. If you're going on your own,
That's fine.
it is fine. Thanks, Hunter Park.
So, if you're going on your own, and if next time, if you're going on at 2 persons, find a friend and then you can go.
Well, if they're going and they haven't got any friends going, they can always come and hang out with me and Sean, can't they? Because me and Sean are nice people, aren't we?
Yeah?
Yeah?
They're nice people. So, they're really, really, really nice people.
We're lovely people.
Yeah, I'm a lovely person. I'm just a little kid. And I'm only a 6-year-old.
Okay, now you're weird. Right, so now we're going to go to the show. What this show is 2 previous episodes we've done with Jiggy, sort of mashed together. I've just clipped some of the best bits out of the 2 previous episodes we've done with Jiggy and presented it as this episode. So we've got something for this week, because I don't like missing weeks. Unfortunately, things come up, things happen, we can't get together for other reasons. So yeah, this is at least something. And some people who won't have heard these previous episodes, because they're not currently on our feed, these 2 Jiggy episodes, because they're old episodes. I believe episode 71 and episode 101 of the initial run we did over on the other network. So some people may not have heard these particular clips. So they're good clips. We had fun with Jiggy. The first one is with me and Michael, where we originally spoke to Jiggy, and the second one is where me and Sean did it about a year ago now. And yeah, I've enjoyed editing the clips together, and I hope you enjoy listening, and I hope to see y'all at the Start of Kings Comedy Club on the 24th of August Get your tickets now. They're cheap. They're quite cheap, to be fair. It's a reasonable price. You'll have a good night out. You can come and drink with us. There's lots of lovely people there. We were made to feel very welcome. I think we were the only two lads there as well, which was odd. But everybody was lovely and made us feel very, very welcome. So come down to the show. Any more information you need at Jiggy Comedy, you can find Jiggy on Instagram, Facebook, I believe, and Twitter at Jiggy Comedy. So get some tickets, come and have a drink with the masturbators, and listen to the episode. I think that's it from me. Hunter, do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Do you know a joke? Do you want to drop a joke in?
What is brown and sticky?
What?
A stick.
Jiggy!
Yeah.
I am in the house. Yeah, I go by Jiggy because my last name I have a long Armenian last name that no one can pronounce. It's Jigargian. So since I was a little kid, everyone's called me Jig or Jiggy. But it's not
a great name.
exceptional dancer or anything.
So you're not an exceptional dancer, but can you bust a move when needed?
I can bust a move. I've been known to pull off some mediocre moves in the past at dance clubs across the United States. And even when I come to the UK, I try to bring the best mediocre moves I have.
Nice.
At least you're in the good end of mediocre, though. At least you're willing to admit that.
Well, yeah, I mean, compared to some of the UK dancers, I'm actually above average.
Oh, I don't know about that.
maybe we're going to have to have a dance off.
A lot of modern dance there in the Midlands.
Nah. It's still Night Fever over here, mate.
Easy.
I don't know.
Have you even seen Night Fever?
No. I've seen the music video.
Okay. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're just going to ask you a bunch of questions that we try to ask every guest that we have on.
Okay.
And they're going to go from just normal questions to a little bit weird. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, just cancel the call.
They can't be weirder than me as a person, so you can shoot me your best stuff.
Nice. Hey, weird are you? What's the weirdest thing you've ever done?
The weirdest thing I've ever done? God, I don't know. Like eaten or like weirdest places I've ever been to?
What's the weirdest experience you've had? Like where you've actually gone, okay, now this is a bit weird.
I don't know. I've gone on some pretty bizarre dates, and I talk a lot about it in my act, but I've gone on some dates where I'm just like, maybe I'm normal and all these girls are really super weird, but I've had girls who bring along with them like chocolate raspberry ball sauce, which I didn't even know was a thing. Maybe that's a Midlands thing up there.
We got that over here. Yeah, we got that over here.
You know,
we use it on our friends
casual
too.
like that. I was like, I don't know if normal people experience that on a first date. That was a pretty out there experience.
Usually
Yeah,
third or
that's
fourth in the Midlands, I'd say. Third or fourth.
Third, fourth.
I'm also a huge Michael Jackson fan. I moonwalk on the regular.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm actually moonwalking right now as we Skype. I practice my leg kicks in the mirror and hee-haws before I go out for the day.
Hee-haws is good when you say it in a normal voice.
Yeah, hee-haw.
Hee-haw.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as good unless you're singing it out loud. I pretty much have to sing Man in the Mirror before I leave the house every day.
It's an inspirational song. Very deep meaning. Very deep.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
We talk quite a bit about films. One that's a question that's personal to me personally because I cry at a shitload of films is, what was the last film you cried at?
Last film I cried at was Rudy. Do you guys know this movie Rudy?
No. Which one's that one?
Oh my God! You say you're talking about inspirational, great movies. Rudy is a classic. It's about a kid who tries to join a football team, American football, and he can't get on the team because he's too small. And then at the end, he finally gets in the game, and I lose it. I cry. That really gets me going. I don't know about that. You guys got to watch Rudy.
I quite like sports films as well, and like Gridiron Gang with The Rock.
That make you cry?
Cried at that.
Yeah.
Cried at that.
You cried in that?
Yeah.
Something about sports movies makes me cry.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
motivational.
Love stories don't really get me going, though.
Coach Carter's another one. Have you seen Coach Carter?
I have.
I cry at that. I watch that every few months just for inspiration for life, and I cry every time.
Rudy was playing on a plane, and I only watched the last 10 minutes of the movie, and in 10 minutes I was already bawling.
Nice.
But yeah, it's very embarrassing.
It's 2017, mate. You're allowed to cry.
There's something, like, when I'm about to cry, I kind of, like, get proud of myself. I'm like, wow, I guess I have this emotion in me. I can do this. And then I'm very conscious of the cry. I can't just lose it. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm crying. Oh, my God. People around me know that I can cry, too. It's kind of nice.
Before we get into the next question, what started you getting into stand-up?
I started doing stand-up when I started in comedy when I was in high school. I was in an improv troupe in my high school, and then like I kind of dabbled in some comedic acting, and I just loved being on stage. And it wasn't until college that I was like, I just kind of want to just do my own thing, and I don't want to be in a movie with a director, and like I have these funny ideas, so stand-up seemed like the easiest way to do it. And then once I got on stage, I was like, maybe this can help me get laid. That did not happen.
Okay.
Nice.
But that was kind of like, I just wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be the center of attention and be able, the easiest way to get the ideas that I thought were funny to people. And stand-up is the most stripped-down version of almost any type of entertainment. So
yeah, I like being the centre of attention as well. I end up faking a lot of heart attacks. Public places.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
He sometimes gets kisses as well. It's more blown in the mouth, but I'll take it. It's lip-to-lip service.
But yeah, stand-up is like it's always kind of been there for me, and like that's the best part about it is you don't need to wait for someone to tell you can do it. Like in acting, you have to like get cast at a role, and then you have to go through production, and it gets released or it doesn't get released. But in stand-up, like there's always a mic somewhere that you can get on and get out there in front of people, and that was what really kind of drew me to it.
Do you remember the first joke you wrote?
First joke I wrote? That's a good question. I remember the first show I did, and it was terrible. There was like 6 people. It was at a coffee shop, and I think I told a story about how I was a male babysitter in high school, and I thought it was funny to me, but no one laughed. But it just like getting on stage and just hearing your voice come out of the speaker, and even getting some response from the crowd kept me going. It's amazing how low the bar you set for yourself when you start in stand-up. I was like, oh man, that girl smiled at me when she was drinking her coffee. She was probably just talking to her friend. But like that's like what got me started. I was like, oh, someone smiled at me.
You mentioned your improv. Like you've dabbled in a bit of improv.
Yeah.
Like what sort of things would you be doing? Because it can, like improv can, it's like everyone can have a different experience from it. What was your experience with improv?
I really liked improv. It was a good way to get started in comedy, but you're really as good as the people around you. Yeah. You know, so if you're with a really good improv troupe or team, or even just friends or people that you like who understand, who make you better on stage, then it can be a really good experience. But it can also be very frustrating because as good as it can be, you could also have people who like drag you down or like cut you off at certain points.
Yeah,
or,
we know all about that. Yeah, there's usually 3 of us here, but we cut the other one loose.
Yeah, it has its moments. For me, it just didn't have like the longevity to like stay doing it. Like I just didn't see like a place where I could do it and like further take it. So I'm trying to like get back into improv just as like to hone my skills to be on your feet and stuff. But stand up for me kind of took the elements I really liked about improv, about getting the crowd reaction and being in the moment, and I can do that but still present like my bits and ideas in a more structured way.
So what would be like an example of some improv you'd have to do?
Well, this was back in high school, but I remember we had to do theme type scene making. So like we did a whole show on puberty, which was hilarious. So like we did an entire show. It was like an 1.5-hour show on puberty with different scenes and characters that were thrown at us. And that was probably the most memorable. And I remember coming up with these bizarre characters, and people, it really resonated because we were in high school, so people were like actually going through puberty. Like I feel like I still am maybe, but that was probably a highlight, that show.
I'm fascinated with stuff like that. 'Cause people just get up and they go, do this, go.
It's different in the UK because you don't have as many opportunities to do things like that. There's not as many improv classes, and at schools especially. There's no improv classes, nothing like that. You get a drama club, and that's about it. And you do a play once every few months, kind of thing. But that's it, really. There's nothing like improv or anything. There's less comedy clubs as well that you can just go and stand up at.
Or sit down.
I mean, I live in New York City, and like we have tons of like improv classes, and you'd be surprised about on how many people who have like professional jobs or are like accountants or like work at the supermarket will go and like take improv classes just to either meet people or just as a way to be creative. That's is one of the more easy, approachable ways to like be creative or try something out, you know, because you're amongst people and you don't have to necessarily go right onto like a stage in front of strangers. A lot of times the classes are just for yourself.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Like I have to like get back into it, but like improv in its most pure form. I mean, even if you get like 4 or 5 of your friends and you're out to dinner, like what you're doing and like trying to make each other laugh and stuff, and bringing up stories from the past and doing little characters and voices and things. It's kind of like a stripped down version of what improv is, really.
Yeah, it's something I'd like us to have to try at some point. Like even if it's just for the podcast.
Yeah.
I'd like to just give it a go and just see what happens.
You've got to get an example of what to do first, and then you can go and say, right, this is the situation.
Yeah, so
you just get given like a situation and then like told to go, and that's it.
Yeah. So how do you usually set up a scene?
Yeah, there's a million different improv games, and I'm not like a expert on them, but like just the most basic thing you can do is get a word or a suggestion, and you build a scene off of that suggestion. So like someone could say, I don't know, like
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, sure. And then like you have to build a whole scene about Mel Gibson, but it doesn't have to be as literal as Mel Gibson. Like you could be watching a Mel Gibson movie, and it could go off on a huge tangent. So the suggestion is just to get the scene started, but it doesn't have to be like literal that.
It would just end up us quoting Lethal Weapon 2. That'd probably be it. Just quote Lethal
Too old for this shit. God damn it, Riggs.
Chicken standing up plastic.
Just been revoked.
So there you go. That's a bit of fucking improv voice, just Mel Gibson quotes. Oh.
There you go. It's the improv boys from the UK. I have a terrible British accent.
Try that again, because that was a bit posh.
Everyone says I'm posh when I do my British accent. Two British lads, and we're talking about improv, and we've talked about Mel Gibson, and we've talked about different sorts of comedy and starting in your career.
Right, okay.
I think he was a little bit South African.
Just towards the end.
South African. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with my British accent. The only reference point I have is watching the Great British Bake Off, and that's about it.
Nice.
Bit of Mary Berry.
I love Mary Berry. I'd hook up with Mary Berry.
Yeah, straight away. I'd suck them flaps.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, she'd bake you treats in the morning.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of a win-win.
Yeah, the dream is to have like a girl that cooks you breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, but baked goods in bed.
Sure.
That's just a mess. It's an accident waiting to happen.
Okay.
You ever had to pack a crisp in bed and got crumbs everywhere?
Fuck, you crumbs off my dick.
That's weird.
Oh, yeah.
I think she'd be great. I think she'd make scones in the morning, and she dresses well. Yeah, I mean, I'd take her on a date.
Yeah,
okay. Let's just try and set that up when you're over here, then.
I've tried before. She never responds to me. She's too good for me, apparently. But I'm gonna try again. Couple weeks, I'll be over there, and I'm gonna hit Mary Berry up once again, and maybe she'll come out with me.
I believe in you, mate. I believe in you.
I bet she's got a vast array of ball sauce.
She probably does. She's like, oh, chocolate raspberry ball sauce is not my favorite. I like blackberry sauce on my balls.
Nice.
What was the last full album you listened to from start to finish?
Last full album I listened to from start to finish was probably Michael Jackson, Off the Wall.
Nice.
Yeah, as far as like new, I feel like no one listens to albums straight through anymore.
Yeah, that's what some people struggle with this question.
New music, I wouldn't even know where to start. Like the older albums, like, they were meant to be listened to straight through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, like, now every release is like a single, and it's like, how could you listen to, like, a DJ Khaled album? It's all over the place.
And another one. That's all I know. That's DJ
What?
Khaled.
Was that actually a DJ
That's
Khaled
DJ
song?
Khaled,
I'm
yeah.
proud of you there, man.
No, I don't think it's a DJ Khaled song. I think
Right.
it's his like catchphrase.
Oh, okay.
And
DJ
another
Khaled
one.
doesn't do anything, by the way. If you look up what DJ Khaled does, I thought that he made the beats. DJ Khaled doesn't make the beats for the songs. He doesn't write the songs. He literally does nothing on the songs.
Oh.
It doesn't make any sense.
Who is it?
DJ Khaled is like a hype man, but he makes so much money. I
That's
gotta
a
get
good
in that
job.
game.
That's a good job being a hype man. Like,
Yeah, just being a
put
hype
something
man.
up. Yeah.
He just like hypes up the songs. DJ Khaled just screams at people.
Yeah, he
DJ
does.
Khaled, we the best. Not me, I don't do anything, but they are the best.
And another one. That's all about.
Everyone. But DJ Khaled didn't even make it. He can't even take credit for it. We the
Man.
best. It's not him.
No, you little bitch, DJ Khaled. Fuck you.
Yeah, maybe that's what we should call this podcast. Fuck DJ Khaled.
It's done.
Get out of
Consider it
my-
done. Fuck DJ Khaled.
You have to learn who he is. I've never heard of him once.
He's just done a new song with someone. I don't know. And then he goes, and another one, and that's it.
Well, of course he did a new song with someone. He can't do the songs himself.
Yeah, he's just in the background.
He's a hype man.
Yeah.
But those older albums, like, literally, I think it was like yesterday, I listened to Off the Wall, like, I think I was traveling. And if you listen to that straight through from the first song to the last song, it's like, it's great.
Yeah, because it was meant to be listened to that, like that.
Yeah. What about you guys? What was the last album you listened to straight through?
Mine was Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Nice.
Okay.
Mine was Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Quite
I
varied,
don't know if I've
though.
ever listened to a Guns N' Roses album straight through, but I'm sure it's pretty decent.
Have you played in Ireland before?
Yeah, I played Dublin in January, and it was so much fun. I loved it there. And that was, I'm assuming you guys watched Impractical Jokers, but I actually had Joe Gatto open for me at that show for his first ever stand-up performance, and it was hilarious. So much fun.
Yes, you'd never done it before, you just went up and had a go?
He'd never done it before, and he told me I've been touring with those guys for about 4 years, or over 4 years.
Yeah.
And he said he always wanted to do stand-up, and he would open for me if the time presented. And we were both in Dublin, and I was like, this is your time. This is the time to do it. And he went up there, and he did 20 minutes, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. I was dying. I thought it was hilarious. Because what they do on stage is very different from stand-up. So it's
It's
it was
it's a weird hybrid, isn't it, what they do?
their live show, yeah, it really is a hybrid of improv and stand-up and like storytelling, and it really is different because all four of them are on stage at one time, and they have like some videos, and it really is a different type of show. I can't say it's anything like what's out there now, especially from a live performance standpoint.
Mm.
So it is quite different from stand-up.
So are you opening for them when they come back around at the end of the year?
I know they are coming back in October, and I'm actually not opening for those shows, but I'm going to be with them on the Impractical Jokers cruise in November, which is going to be awesome. I know a lot of folks from the UK are going to be there, and that's leaving from New Orleans to Mexico. And so that's me and a couple other comics and the Jokers on a boat for 5 days, which is going to be a lot of fun. I did the first one, and it was one of the best weeks of my life. And so I'm really looking forward to this one, too.
Loads of bitches.
Pardon me?
Was there loads of bitches, yeah?
Oh, yeah. There are.
Yes.
They're not. They are on the boat, but not usually in my age bracket.
Oh.
A lot of their fans are a little bit older. I'm looking for like a 24, 25-year-old. A lot of their fans are like in the 40s, 50s, but hey, take what you can get.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
just go for it.
If you can get sticky fingers, go for it.
No, it's great though. All their fans are awesome, and everyone in the UK is great. I mean, part of the reason I love going back there is the fans are so supportive, and the shows are always a lot of fun. So this is actually my third trip in 12 months. to the UK for shows.
Yeah.
I love coming and doing the shows and performing in London and now in Ireland too. You boys got to come down.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sounds good.
You got to come to the show in London. It's going to be a weekend. And the good thing is you're probably going to be the only two guys in the audience, so you can take advantage of that.
Yeah, finger bad bitches.
It's going to be like all these girls and then my friends from the Midlands coming down, just scooping up all the ladies. You're going to have to bring them back up there.
Which be hype, man.
We'll be your DJ Khaled.
I'll be your DJ Khaled.
Yeah, every time you make a joke, we'll jump in with, and another one.
Yeah. Guys, what's the deal with Nando's?
And another one.
You didn't even let him finish the punchline.
That's why I'd be a bad hype man.
You guys will be in the background with like shades on, just being like, we the best!
Yeah.
We the best comedians! So that's an open invitation. And then at the end of the show, we'll spray all the girls down with peri-peri sauce from Nando's.
Ah, yeah, man. And then we'll lick it off.
We'll lick it off. All that peri-peri hot sauce is getting wild and crazy.
Yeah. I mean...
Can I stick to mayonnaise? I don't like hot sauce.
Oh.
Is mine a bit sticky? Is mine a bit messier?
Mayonnaise?
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. What do you put mayonnaise on?
Everything.
His wife.
That's gross.
Have you ever had mayonnaise on something? Well, you don't have chips there.
Mayonnaise and chips, like French fries?
Yeah, but like the thick ones.
Yeah, you're gross.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm with you again.
I'm alright with that.
What
2017, if I'm a grown man wants to put mayonnaise.
on French fries. What else do you put mayonnaise on?
Everything?
Really?
You go get peri-peri chicken and you're putting mayonnaise on it?
Usually.
Dude, that's gross.
Yeah, I'm a strange man. I'm alright with it. 2017, if I want to put mayonnaise on chicken, I'll put mayonnaise on chicken. I want to have two other men judge me about it.
Now, what type of mayonnaise are you rocking?
I didn't know there was other types of mayonnaise. What, the white
You
one?
You got a big tub of mayonnaise in your fridge?
Well, yeah, usually. Usually not.
I can't say I've ever brought mayonnaise, mate. I'm not going to
Never brought mayonnaise?
Nope.
Mate,
Don't like it.
Mate, put some mayonnaise.
What
Get a
about
burger.
steak?
Put mayonnaise.
What do you eat with your steak?
I have a blue cheese sauce.
You fancy bastard.
Don't give a shit. Blue cheese sauce is the best thing for steak. I'm telling you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sauce? But you're not putting mayonnaise on it, right?
Nah, fuck mayonnaise.
Good.
You can't get up on me for what the fuck? That's my boy.
I'm your boy until somebody more famous
I
comes
don't know
along.
how I feel about that.
Yeah,
Blue
bitch.
cheese sauce and mayonnaise. You guys are next level.
Yeah. You need to try blue cheese sauce on your next steak.
Bring me some down for the London show.
Sorted?
Deal.
You bring the steak.
I'll bring the steak. You just bring me a little Dixie cup full of blue cheese sauce, but you can keep that mayo at home. Don't bring me that
Yeah,
shit.
fuck that, man.
Have you tried it though?
You didn't want to leave him alone.
But have you tried it?
I've never, like, mayonnaise goes on like a sandwich, like lightly spread on the bread, maybe. But to use it as a sauce is just it hurts me. You've hurt me.
If it was a sauce, it would have sauce at the end. It's not mayonnaise sauce.
It's
Think about that.
No,
It's
it's
blowing
not
your mind.
It's a
mayonnaise.
condiment, isn't it?
It's a condiment.
Yeah.
But it ain't a sauce.
I never
Yeah.
said it was a fucking sauce.
Stop using those
Stop
for me.
fucking bullying me.
Yeah, you use mayonnaise like a dip.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Fuck both of you.
I don't know how I feel about that. If you guys come to the show, I'll buy you a tub of mayonnaise, but just don't eat it in front of me.
Okay. Alright, that's a deal. Deal.
And not
That's
around the
a-
bitches
I'll do
either.
that.
Don't put them off.
don't wipe mayonnaise on. No.
Don't worry, no, I don't want none of your mayonnaise like mitts all over my bitches.
Why have I got mayonnaise on my fingers?
You have
I
all the
just
time.
don't know what it
Yes,
happens.
yes.
That's the way I actually picture you as walking around with mayonnaise all over your like fingers and like kind of like on your face and stuff.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like you're the mayonnaise guy. You can't be normal in the Midlands. That can't be a normal thing.
It's not.
You'd be surprised.
No.
You'd be surprised. They do it in France. Have you not seen Pulp Fiction?
Maybe they have like special rooms in the restaurant where mayonnaise eaters can go dip in private.
Okay. Now you
Yeah.
segregating me. I don't like this.
Segregation.
You're out. You're out of the main restaurant.
Shit.
I can't be seen with you and your mayonnaise. What if you went on a date with Mary Berry and you busted out mayonnaise sauce? She would never go see you again. That would be it.
She's a lady of the world, I guarantee.
She's too posh for you to bust that out. Way too posh.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll hunt her down,
Yeah.
and we'll force feed her mayonnaise.
I'll force feed mayonnaise over.
We'll go to another question. Have you watched Last Action Hero, the film?
No.
Well, the basic premise of the film is there's a young lad in it who gets like a magic golden ticket, and if he's holding the golden ticket, he can run into any film universe, and like he can walk about in the film universe. So if you were given that golden ticket, what film universe would you like to step inside of?
What film universe? That's a good question. I think I would jump into maybe like the original Batman universe.
Which where you want to make 60s Batman or 80s Batman?
No, 80s Batman.
Nice.
89.
I think that would be cool. The Tim Burton Batman.
Yeah,
my
favorite film of all time.
Yeah, which one? The first one or the Penguin?
The Tim Burton 89 one.
Yeah, I love that movie. I think it's great. I think maybe I would jump into that universe. What about you? What would you guys jump?
Me, I'll go into probably something like Singing in the Rain.
Nice.
So a lot of people that like song and dance. So hopefully, because you're in that world, you'd automatically join in.
Yeah.
Because everybody else just seems to join in.
Yeah.
Even to if we're gonna take the golden ticket thing literally, I think everyone would agree. If I could, I'd go back into the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
That's a very popular answer that we've had. That one is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like if I could go into that room and eat all the big gummy bears and.
Yeah,
I mean, they have a mayonnaise tree in there. Did you know that? There's a mayonnaise tree. You can just bring in chicken nuggets and dip into the tree.
Chicken nuggets and mayonnaise. Let's be serious now.
No.
Chicken nuggets and mayonnaise is the bomb.com.
No.
I ain't even playing games.
Chicken de pass. You need some barbecue sauce for your chicken dippers, friend.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Do you not think Willy Wonka was a bit of a weird bloke though? Wouldn't he scare you?
Yeah, I think Willy Wonka had some issues. I was reading something recently that said that like there's a way to look at that movie that he was like actually like murdering and like
I've seen this.
kidnapping children.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I buy that completely, but I mean if you turned one of my kids into a grape, I think I'd be pretty pissed.
Well, he shows no remorse when like bad things happen to other people's kids. Yeah.
Let's not lie, the kid was a cunt anyway, so fuck her.
Yeah, I mean you can't still turn him into fruit.
No, it doesn't matter if a kid is a massive cunt. It's still not okay to turn into a fruit.
If you were going to get turned into a fruit, what fruit would you get turned into?
Oh, I get asked this question all the time. I'd probably maybe a pineapple because I would have some. Because you have some protection from the wilderness. You know what I mean?
That is true.
It's got like spiny outside,
juicy inside.
Skin.
Fuck some predators up.
Predators can't eat you.
Good answer, that is. What about you, mate? What would you have?
I'd be a banana. Read into that what you will.
What about you? There's no mayonnaise tree. What would you be?
Yeah.
I'd say my answer would have been banana as well, but you've already took it. So a plum.
A plum?
Yeah, I like a plum.
Why would you be a plum?
Because they're nice. I like plums. What am I going to justify myself? What the fuck?
Because you like mayonnaise and we don't trust you anymore.
I like mayonnaise and plums, leave me alone.
Fucking plum.
Yeah,
Anything that comes out of your mouth now, I'm just picturing, oh man, he eats so much mayonnaise, he must be distorted. His whole world is distorted. He wants to be a plum, he's eating mayonnaise. I don't know where your perspective is skewed.
When you're doing your next bit of mashed potato, put some mayonnaise in it.
I will 1,000% not do that. You put mayonnaise in your mashed potato?
In your mashed potato?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's fucking mint. Try it. Judge me. You can judge if you try it and you don't like it. Fucking feel free to judge. But don't fucking judge me until you've tried it.
So someone takes mashed potatoes, they put them on your plate, and then you get a mayonnaise packet and squirt it on the top of it?
And I ain't rude. Like, if I'm making my own, I don't like walk about with mayonnaise in my pockets, but if I'm making my own mashed potato, I will put mayonnaise in it.
And you, like, mix it in, or you put it on top, like a dollop of mayonnaise?
You stir it up with your butter and whatnot.
Wow, that's next level. I don't know if I can't even think about that.
Try
It's not next level, it's like last level.
Is it?
It's like prehistoric.
Is it?
It's caveman shit.
Caveman. There's caveman eating packets of
But then
mayonnaise.
you're potentially ruining the whole batch of mayonnaise or of
Mashed
potatoes.
potato, yeah.
Oh, what?
Like if I was to make mashed potatoes to prove you right or wrong,
Right.
and then I put like mayonnaise in my mashed potato and
Right.
it was shit, I'd be really fucked off.
No, but that's why then you just separate your own bit of mashed potato and then you put your mayonnaise in your own little portion so you don't ruin everybody else. But I would advise you share the wealth. You bring mayonnaise into everybody's life and they'll love you for it, mate.
Nah.
No way. Could you imagine if you made mayonnaise mashed potatoes for Gordon Ramsay? He'd be like, "Shut it down! Shut it down!"
That's good. That's a good impression.
Your impressions are off the chain, mate.
On fleek.
Shut it down, man.
I just feel like you're not open-minded enough. You seem like an open-minded 21st century gentleman, but you shut your mayonnaise down.
Well, it's all right. We'll try it. When you come to the show, I'll do a little mayonnaise experiment. We'll film it.
You'll
we'll
do
put
a
it
bit
up
of
there.
mayonnaise. It's not ketamine.
like it's cocaine. We'll do a couple of lines of mayonnaise.
I'll snort a couple of lines of mayonnaise,
Pop a couple of plums.
and we'll go from there. And then I'll have like a true opinion. Maybe you'll turn me around. You have to just come ready to the show with some chips, different mayonnaise packets. Maybe there's different styles you like. Do they have spicy mayonnaise? I mean, give me something to hold on to. I can't just have this normal mayonnaise. Do they have
I
spicy
think
mayo?
there's a mustard mayo.
There is mustard mayo. We do light mayo.
Light mayo.
We do extra light mayo. And then there's your standard full fat mayonnaise.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you do light mayonnaise, that means it's even going to taste worse.
Yeah, you take out the good stuff.
That's like extra worse mayonnaise.
This is where you tell us you're a light mayonnaise man, aren't you?
At the moment, yeah, I am.
You're
a light
a prick.
mayonnaise.
You're
At
a
the moment, I am. Yeah.
I'll let you in my house. Fuck's sake.
That's the next question.
Next question. Has your penis got a name? If so, what name?
No, it doesn't.
Ah, we need to name that.
We need to name your penis.
Yeah.
Mine is Rodriguez because he looks a little bit Mexican.
He looks a little Mexican.
Yeah, he's a bit more tan than I am.
I mean, girls have called it Jiggy before. They won't call me Jiggy, but they'll call Jiggy Jiggy.
They're getting jiggy with Jiggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Just
Jiggy
whip
with
out Jiggy, then it's on.
Yeah, Jiggy could be a name for your penis. We could have that, Jiggy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
could be Little Jiggy and Biggie Jiggy.
Biggie Jiggy.
Little Jiggy, that's exactly what they call it.
I don't like little. Like, get little Michael out. No, fuck you.
Nah, you just...
Fuck you.
yeah.
Call him Big Michael or call him Normal Michael. Don't even mention the size.
Above average Michael.
Yeah, I am slightly above average. I will have you now.
You call your penis Michael?
Nah, Rodriguez, man.
Mine's Murphy. It looks like a little
Murphy?
Irish fellow.
He's got ginger pubic hair.
And a very pale penis. So he looks like his name would be Murphy. And he'll drink Guinness.
And you have red hair?
I've got like desert sunset sort of hair. You laughing at?
Desert Sunset. Wow.
Yeah.
You really painted a picture there. So Murphy and Rodriguez is just tearing up the Midlands.
Yes.
Are they
Or each
notorious
other.
over there or what?
Well,
You don't know. Let's say yes.
let's say yeah. Let's say yeah. We're tagging so much ass,
Yeah.
as people say.
Tagging so much out.
They say tagging ass, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's tapping.
night I got really drunk and I woke up next to Murphy.
So I'm alright with that. You sound like a sexy lady. I'm alright with that.
Yeah. She sounded pretty sexy.
Yeah.
I'd fuck her.
Murphy and Rodriguez.
Yeah, man. And then you need one.
Tearing up the town.
We need to name your dick.
We're not going with Jiggy.
Oh, Jiggy could do, yeah.
Yeah.
What
Jiggy-
about Steve?
Steve?
Yeah.
Steve's good.
Well, you're setting him up for a normal. Have you got a very normal penis? Because with a name like Steve, you set him like a very.
Steve is very unassuming. So, like,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to, like, he doesn't just blow through the doors of a room and, like, everyone starts looking. But then, like, once you get to know Steve, you're like, man, Steve's kind of the man.
Steve's the bloke that you invite to the party because Steve turned up.
Yeah, Steve gets wild, but, he just, like, when everyone else is, like, slamming back shots and, like, going really quick, Steve's chilling in the background, kind of just, like, checking out the scene, seeing what's going on. And then turns out Steve's the man.
Steve's the man. Like, he does accountancy all day, so when he gets out, he lets his hair the fuck down.
He does. He turns up.
Turn up!
Turn up. Steve turns up.
If you had to, how many toddlers do you think you could take in a fight?
How many how old are we talking? 3?
Like 2, 3.
How many toddlers can I take in a fight? I mean, I could probably do like 50.
That's
That's a solid number.
That's a solid number.
Yeah. I went for about that as well.
I'd get winded after a certain amount of time, but 50 I could take them down pretty quick,
Yeah, I'd imagine if you kicked one, he'd like knock over like 4 more.
I still don't think you
So
would.
that's 5 gone.
I wouldn't be able to take more than 4.
Really?
No, because
We're at a time you could like body slam them. I mean, you'd run out of breath. I'd get exhausted. But I think towards 40, 50, I'd probably like run out of steam.
Yeah.
But I could pick out like a room full of toddlers, 40, 50 of them, pretty easy.
Yeah. I'd take great pleasure in
They
it.
start grabbing your legs. You might have 2 or 3 on your legs, and you gotta just like you gotta fling them off.
Yeah.
So you can keep attacking the other ones.
And pick up one and use it as like a sweeping motion across your legs.
Okay.
To take off the ones that are on your legs.
Yeah.
There's different plans you can do, but it's all in the moment. You've got to think in the moment.
I'm not a quick thinker though, so
that's the problem.
I'd be taken straight out. I'd try and punch one of them, I'd hurt my fist, and then I'd be overwhelmed.
Oh,
Yeah, you just gotta push them down. They don't have like a really good center of gravity, so you just gotta get them off their feet, And then once they're on the ground, they're done.
Last question.
More of a request, really.
Sure.
Can you do your best Christopher Walken impression?
I'm not good at impressions. But I went to the store so I could eat.
It went a little bit Transylvanian, like towards the end.
Yeah.
It started off strong though. I was impressed.
Is it that you come with me to the store to eat some cabbage?
You sound like the vampire off Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3. Ah.
I sound like I'm having a stroke.
I'm nearly 32 years old. I've never had marmalade. I've had
Oh,
Marmite.
that's very nice.
Do you like the Paddington films at all?
Who's that?
Paddington, you don't need Paddington berries.
I don't know. Maybe I don't think I've definitely never seen anything.
Little bear wears a red hat and a blue duffel coat. Loves the shit out of marmalade.
He does, yeah. Very friendly.
Okay, so I guess we'd be friends.
Oh, 100%. Mate, everyone would be
he's-
friends with
yeah.
Paddington.
Only the bad guys aren't friends with him.
He's the nicest bear in the world.
Is he British?
Technically, he was born in darkest Peru.
Yeah, so he's
But,
Peruvian.
He comes over to England and lives in London.
He's got a full cracking English accent considering he lives in Peru.
Tremendous English accent for a bear as well.
yeah. Not just for Peruvian, for a bear.
Peruvian British bear who likes marmalade. I don't know. There's not much not to like there.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
Mate, Paddington 2 is the greatest film ever made.
He ticks a lot of boxes. If he was applying for a job at a corporation, he'd fly through the ranks.
What would you say is the greatest film ever made?
Back to the Future.
Okay, so
Great answer.
It's better than that.
No, it's not. I'll contest that. It's not. Back to the Future is a great answer.
God, I got a lot of catching up to do. I didn't even know we had one.
Well, yeah, Paddington 1 is marvellous, but Paddington 2 is just another level.
Yeah, no, it's. I haven't seen Paddington 2 yet. I've seen Paddington 1. Paddington 1's magical. Absolutely magical. Right. It was a animated TV series, wasn't it? It was books originally, and then it was an animated series. But that was like in the
Books first, yeah.
It was supposed to be when the kids were being sent away for the war, wasn't it? Because he was
40s?
Yeah, I think it was a 40s or 50s book. So because he was the same. He was at a train station with the name tag on.
Yeah, it's keep this. Oh, what does it say? Keep this bear safe. It says on his
Yeah.
head.
Well, that's what they used to do with the kids when they sent them away for the I can't remember what it's called now, but when they sent them away during the wars, when they were going to be bombed,
Yeah. Oh, right.
sent you down to the countryside to work on a farm for like 3 years.
What is it? Whenever we have an American on, you always bring up the war.
I don't bring up the war. I bring up the history.
Every single time we spoke to an American person, you've always brought up English history.
I've already talked about the metric system. I've already brought it up.
You've already insulted the way he told you the weather.
I didn't sort. I just said, that it's something world famously renowned that there's only like 2 or 3 countries use, aren't there? And America's
Yeah,
the
but
biggest country.
that's what makes us unique.
Yeah, no, it does,
It's-
definitely.
It's a unique aspect of our culture. It's like our Paddington Bear.
Yeah, I don't think the Americans have got a Paddington Bear.
They've got,
we have the
Yogi.
Bernstein Bears.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah.
I've heard that one.
So I know Yogi Bear. He's a bear.
Yogi Bear's not cute, mate. He's a cunt.
Yogi Bear is he's a person.
Steals people's.
Oh, Yogi Berra. Well, there's Yogi Berra.
Who's that?
Yogi Berra was a baseball player in the 40s.
I meant the one that lived in the woods and that stole food.
There's Smokey the Bear.
There was an actual human being called Yogi.
Bear.
Yogi Berra.
His name
Berra.
first name
Berra.
Yogi.
First name Yogi.
Love it. I love America. That's tremendous.
And he was famous for all his like play on words and quotes. Yeah, I'm sure you ever heard his quote was "It's not over till it's over." That was one of his.
Wasn't that Rocky?
No.
No, well, that was true for Rocky too. But it's not over till it's over. That's a.
I didn't
a
hear
Yogi
no
Berra
bell.
quote.
I didn't hear no bell. I love that there's a person called Yogi. With a name like Yogi,
I'll just Google him.
you've got to be an impressive human.
He was pretty impressive.
Yeah, you can't just work in an office. What's
He
your
looks
name?
hard.
Yogi.
He was a catcher for the Yankees. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's no Paddington Bear, but it's close.
Right then, Jiggy. I think we're just going to jump straight in, mate.
Yeah, dive in.
Let's just dive in. Welcome back to the show.
It's good to be back. I don't know even when was the last time I was on. I know we were talking about mayonnaise and French fries, but it's been a while. It's good to be back.
That is one of the questions I want to start with, mate. The first time you were on, you insulted me a bit about my mayonnaise habits. Since then, you've gone away. You've improved your life by trying mayonnaise. How was it?
I've tried it. My thought was that it wasn't as bad as I thought it could be, but it's still very strange. I still think you're very strange for doing it. But I think there's other things that are definitely stranger, and it didn't taste horrible. I don't seek it out, but you went up a couple of notches in how bizarre I thought you were to begin with.
I don't know if that's another insult. I don't know.
What was the? So was it the fact that he put mayonnaise on anything, or was it mayonnaise on chips? That was the issue. Oh, sorry, fries.
Yeah, mayonnaise on French fries, I think, was just it blew my mind that people actually did that. And then I went out the following week and I tried it, and listen, it's not horrible. It's okay. It's not that bad.
Do you know what? Mayonnaise, genuinely, that's my go-to condiment for chips now.
Yeah, standard.
Go-to. Or I've done salad cream as well. Salad cream's nice.
Now you're being a dirty bastard.
Salad cream
Sour
on chips.
cream.
Salad
wow,
cream.
I've never heard of that. You guys gotta start using hot sauce. I use hot sauce for everything. I guess hot sauce is my mayonnaise.
So that's your go-to condiment.
There you go. I think that was
My
disgusting.
go-to.
So,
I'd put hot sauce in the mayonnaise, and there you go. What if I did that?
That's spicy mayo. That's spicy mayo.
Is that a thing? Is
Yeah,
spicy
spicy
mayo?
mayo is a thing.
Oh, I thought you just
Spicy mayo. So we take the mayonnaise, we put a little hot sauce in there. Bing bang boom. It's America meets England in a condiment.
Dragon's Den. There's $1 million idea. I think it's been done but yeah.
Brilliant.
I like it. So that's
That's
what
brilliant.
happens.
And
That's what happens when you
It'd be
come
like
on the show.
two
We change
countries
the world.
coming together. If we went and got chips together, you bring the mayonnaise, I bring the hot sauce, and we do a photo op with you pouring the mayonnaise and me doing the hot sauce.
You know what that
And
is, don't you?
it's two countries coming together. I think it's a beautiful thing.
That's our special relationship. That's what that is.
Yes.
That's our coming right together there.
I've just got an image of you carrying hot sauce with you everywhere.
Through customs, like.
Yeah.
I listen. I like the peri peri hot sauce at Nando's.
Yeah.
That's been one of my favorite.
What'd you go up to with the Nando sauce?
I go with the spicy, like the hottest it gets.
The black
That's
one.
my
Is
favorite.
it the black one? Is it?
The black one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
I actually
That's
don't think
intense.
it's that spicy, but I think it's the best flavored one.
Mm.
Or hot, peri peri hot, or the black label like Devil's one, whatever that one's called.
Is that really hot?
It's the spiciest thing they offer. It's fairly spicy. I think it's fairly spicy.
Is it spicy compared to like a curry for us?
The thing is, I in my 20s, I went through a phase where I tried to get ridiculous with the spice. I tried to like bit of a macho, manly thing that how much I could eat.
Yeah.
But I've stopped doing that now.
Right, because it ruined your bum hole.
Yeah. So, and then because it burns like a motherfucker. So now I've come back a little bit, and I still like spicy stuff, but I get to a certain point, and with black, I'd put probably a little bit on. So I'd maybe put a few little drops on or a few little bits, but then that's it. I wouldn't smother it in black sauce. Whereas years ago I would have done.
The hot one you can smother. The black one you just dabble. You dabble in that.
Well, a couple of little drops on it.
I've been in
So wait,
Nando's once.
did you drop the whole bit of trying to be manly to begin with for everything, or just for hot sauces?
A little bit, I don't know, a little bit of everything.
I'd say most things.
Yeah, because I started playing Magic the Gathering and Pathfinder and D&D. So yeah, I've dropped that. My need to kind of present that I'm a manly man has been gone a long time. It has.
When was the last time you put a shelf up, Sean?
I think, Christ, we're talking 9 years.
That's not manly, is it?
No. Although I changed the handle was loose on the toilet and I put some new washers on.
That's quite manly.
Yeah.
Jiggy, what was
That's
the
pretty
last manly
manly.
thing you did?
I cleaned the shower. Is that manly?
That's quite manly. Yeah, that's quite manly.
Yeah, it's 2018.
But like I repaired it. I repaired things in the shower. Like I cleaned it. You know, I didn't realize. I just thought when the shower got dirty, you're hopeless. But there's actually products to clean it. And I cleaned the whole thing. And I changed out the knobs in it.
Oh, okay.
And I cleaned up, made the pressure stronger.
Nice.
That's another thing that people just live with.
Yeah.
With shit pressure. Hey, there's an app for that. You can fix it.
To be fair, there's YouTube for everything. I'm changing the lot of stuff on my car. I just YouTubed it. It's done. Someone shows you.
I changed my brake lights.
Yeah, easy peasy. It's amazing how scary how easy it is as well. I asked the bloke at the garage to do it for me, and he looked at me and he went, "Mate, it's going to cost you 99p, and to do it yourself, and it'll take you 2 seconds."
I went to one of our local car, and I needed a back wiper for my car, and there was a young lady there who sold it to me, and I went, I don't know where to put this on. Can you come and help me? And she went, really? I went, yeah, honestly, I've never done it. She went, come here. And charged me an extra $2.50 for it, walked out, literally, popped it off, and then popped the other one back on.
Cheers, mate.
She said, there you go, thanks for your $2.50. And she walked off and she judged me.
I can't believe she charged you for it. What kind of place is that?
Oh, it's England, mate.
You could have maybe thrown her a tip or
for
something,
everything.
but
Yeah.
I YouTube everything. I will say this isn't very manly, but I was pretty proud of myself. I actually YouTubed how to sew a button back onto my pants.
Okay.
Practical and manly.
Yeah.
Like it.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's manly. It's kind of like usually women are a little more savvy with the needle, but I YouTubed how to sew. I had a button pop off situation, which, listen, no one wants that. You have too many chips, or maybe you go out for an all you can eat buffet, and then my button literally popped off my pants as I put them on. Who wants that? So I went onto YouTube. I Googled, I found out how to do the sew a button back on, and the button's still on the pants.
Boom.
Amazing.
Mate, sewing
Amazing.
is genuinely. When I was in the army, we were taught to sew because you put stuff in your uniform and hide stuff in your uniform, and you put buttons back on. So if they're teaching soldiers to do it, it's got to be a manly skill, surely.
That's true. Okay, I'll take that. Plus, it's just a good thing to know in general.
Yeah, it is for life. Yeah.
Well, next time you have a button popping situation, you're there.
Boom. I know how to call.
Yeah, we'll go all the way to New York.
Put my button back on.
I'll show you how to do it. I'll give you a little seminar.
Boom. You should start charging for that.
I could charge $250 for that.
You could, mate, and I'd be a mug and I'd pay.
Like one of these, the proper ones where they fill out the proper auditoriums, and then they tell you how to live your life better, and you can do this. You can. And just so what you do is you take the thread and the needle. You want to take a size 4 needle to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get down to the 6s later. Don't worry about that. But to start with a 4, and you want a double stitch. Always double stitch.
Is that a thing?
Always need a double stitch.
I'm making it.
And the
up.
knot at the end is very important. The little knot you do at the end, and that could be the most frustrating part. But I'm here to say, as a preview to my seminar, just stick with it.
Don't give it all away.
Practice
Don't give it all away.
patience.
Yeah.
Practice patience.
Patience.
Like Tony Robbins, you can't give it all away. You keep some back.
Is that the bloke who was in Shallow Hal?
Yes, Tony Robbins.
Right,
He's a big motivational speaker, isn't he? / hypnotist,
Yeah.
I think.
There's a guy. Did you watch it? There's a documentary on Netflix about Tony Robbins. I think it's called "I'm Not Your Prophet" or something like that.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that?
No,
I've
I haven't
heard of
seen it. No.
I think it's still on Netflix. And there's a guy who goes to his seminar and asks a question. It's right midway through the movie, and everyone thinks it was me,
Oh, okay.
but it
Look
was
alike.
not me. But there's my identical twin who's in this movie, and it's not me. But he asked some ridiculous question. I think it was something sexual.
My
And
penis
so
is
everyone
really
gave
small.
me shit about it.
How do I make it bigger?
How do I make it bigger?
Every time
You
I
gotta
touch it, it keeps going
you
hard.
gotta
You gotta believe. For just $9.99, I'll show you this trick that doctors hate in your area.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
He knows.
those ads are the worst.
Wendy is in your area, and she's
I
very
doubt.
horny.
I doubt that's very much Wendy.
You're not Wendy.
You're not here.
No.
Wendy's never there.
Could you pass the salt?
So we're speaking of food. Obviously, you know us with the Master Debaters, the saltiest podcast in the world. This week, Jig, have you got anything you're salty about? Anything particularly you're unhappy with or bitter about?
Something that's annoyed you, maybe?
Well, I'll give you one. Today I went to a public pool here in New York City, and I'd never been to a public pool in New York.
Yeah.
It's hot, 90 plus degrees, which I don't know is something like 28, 29 degrees Celsius. It's a hot day.
Yeah.
I went to the pool, and like they make you the rules that they have at the pool just don't seem to make a lot of sense. First of all, to go into the pool, you can't wear your shirt into the pool deck.
See, not in most shops. That's the opposite. No shirt, no service. So this is.
Okay, I understand that. You got to take. Yeah, okay.
They make you take your shirt off to get into the pool area, not to go into the pool, which I could see, to go into the pool area. So like they make you take your shirt off before you enter, which is so bizarre, and you have to lock it into another locker. But the thing I'm most salty about is around the pool, no chairs. No chairs. It's almost like they don't want you to hang out. It's like dip and then leave.
Swim and get out.
Swim and get out. You're not allowed to bring a cell phone onto the deck.
What?
You can't wear a shirt. You can't wear shoes.
Can you run?
Oh, absolutely no running.
No, okay. That's the same here as well. I'm just checking up on rules. What about cannonballs? Can you do cannonballs?
No cannonballs.
No petting.
Splashing.
No petting.
They actually had a sign that I thought was pretty funny. It said, "No holding your breath contests."
Okay.
Just to be sure.
Just to be sure, yeah.
Just to make sure. Which I saw that, and the first thing I wanted to do was have a hold your breath contest.
Yeah, find a little kid. You're fun.
I didn't even know everyone did that. Apparently, everyone does a hold your breath contest.
We did that mushroom floats. Same thing where you hold your breath and you took yourself onto a ball and you go forward and you float in the water.
Yeah, you bob
in the water. Yeah. Last one out wins. Or dies. Like, depends on how extreme you are. I'm very competitive. Beat me in a race. I'm a breath longer than you. Did no one lube up a watermelon? No one was buttering up a watermelon or anything like that?
Why trash?
No, I don't really.
What's the, is it quite clean though? Because in my head, a public, especially in America or New York.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Like a public, I don't know, like a public pool to me, I don't know, it's just like a lot, it's in my head, I've got a visual image that it's packed. It's got a lot of kids running about. And it's just got like overweight men with the tops off.
Our pools, they are public, but they're all indoors. Yeah, so you have to kind of go in and whereas I know that in America they have outdoor pools, don't they? So that me would I'd think about things like the Arboretum on a Saturday.
Yeah,
so it's full of like what we would consider chavs or scum.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'd be constantly come to me, children, stay with Daddy, stay with Papa.
Yeah, I mean the thing that blows my mind is like. They cater to the young and the old at these pools. Like, they have a certain area for little kids, right?
Yeah.
Fine, I can see that. And then they have certain swim times for the elderly. So if you're like 65 and older, there's old people swim times.
Okay.
But if you're like a 20 or 30 something, you're just fucked.
Yeah,
you're just like, if there's no time for you, there's no social hour for you. You just go when everyone else is there. And like, so there's little kids running around. There's old people like floating.
Is he dead?
There's people trying to do laps. I was trying to sit by the pool. I got my shades on. I'm hanging out. I'm trying to enjoy myself. And this little kid comes up to me and he's like, "I'm Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man."
No, you're not.
Splashes me to bits.
You should have challenged him to a fight.
So you Aquaman
I wanted
and push
to
him under the
drop
water.
kick him, but that wasn't not allowed.
Yeah, well, find his dad and then just challenge him.
Yeah, do you want to go?
Yeah.
It's just lawless. It's lawless at the pool, and then everything you want to bring to have a good time. Listen, I want to bring a couple beers in, maybe bring a lounge chair, play some Bruno Mars.
Nice.
None of that. No music, no ambiance. It's like you have to get in, get out, no shirt.
It doesn't sound like fun at all.
No, it doesn't at all.
No,
that's the point. No, like you're saying, maybe they're trying to limit the fun so that people go quickly.
I guess, but like the no chair thing really made me salty.
That's
yeah, that's radical. That is no chairs.
Who wants to go to the pool and not lay down?
You just got to sit on the floor.
It was concrete, and the concrete's like 200 degrees because it's so damn hot out there, and there's no shade, there's no umbrellas. I mean, let's kick up the ambiance. It's New York.
You'd be best off just filling up a bucket, just dipping your feet.
Yeah.
In your own house.
So anyway, that just happened today, and that left me a little salty.
That's made you a bit salty. Okay. Bit of a weird question for you, G. Okay, so armed gunman burst into your house at 2 o'clock in the morning, put a gun to your head, and say to you, "Tell us your funniest joke, or we'll shoot you." What do you tell them?
No, you said it was make me laugh. Wasn't it?
Oh, make me laugh. Yeah, they put a gun to your head and say, "Make me laugh."
Oh my god, I think I would probably die. That'd be tough because I don't have a lot of one-liner jokes. I tell a lot of stories, so
okay.
I'm sure if someone's about to kill me and I'm like,
Have you got 15 minutes?
It was 2006, and then I think they just kill me.
It was a cold Tuesday.
It was a cold day. I mean, I don't know Celsius, but yeah, I tell quite a bit of stories. I mean, the stories that I like to tell, I have a bunch that I'm going to be bringing to the show in London. But yeah, if someone came in, I have a quick one-liner that one of my older jokes is, it's tough dating when you're so skinny. I brought this girl back to my apartment, and I took my shirt off, and she was impressed. She was like, I've never been with a guy with a 12-pack before. And I was like, those are my ribs. See, I'd be dead. I'd be dead.
I wouldn't shoot you. It made me laugh. I wouldn't shoot you. I don't know what I'd do.
I'd be dead. Look, all the people who wanted to buy tickets, they're all deleting. They're trying to get refunds.
Nobody's going to be bringing a gun now, mate. So you'll be fine.
Well, no, it's yes, London, isn't it? You'll be all right. Just a knife. Yeah, just a knife. Yeah, the knife crime's huge.
Just a knife.
Yeah, but you can't run a bleed.
You mentioned that you tell a lot of stories on stage. How do you think your show has evolved from like your first shows? Would you like watch one of your old shows back and cringe, or?
I mean, I think it's very indicative of just comedians in general. But like, I can never watch myself. I can't listen to even when I think I have a great set, I'll listen back to it and I'll just be like, I can't listen to it because. Well, and to answer your question, yes. Like I think my style has definitely evolved over the years. I mean, when I was just starting off, like anyone in comedy, you don't even know what's funny yet. You don't even know what your voice is like, or how to move a crowd in any way. And I think as you like go through it and do it longer, you kind of evolve. And for me, that's turned into a lot more storytelling. That's where I think the things that make me laugh the most are stories. If you can get a crowd to like buy in and bite into a story that you're telling, I think it's more memorable, and also it can kind of shape you as your whole act, you know.
Yeah.
If an act tells a lot of like one-liners that are kind of like, and there's nothing wrong with this because there's a lot of great comics who do it, but if you tell a lot of like quick one-liner jokes that really don't have any segues, I think the crowd might really enjoy themselves, but might not be able to remember anything about you as a person.
It's a very specific crowd, isn't it, that? Because there are comedians in the UK that do that one-liner, and for me personally, I can't stand it. I think it's funny for the first 3 or 4 minutes, and then I start getting a bit bored.
It's going to be like eating a chocolate cake. It's going to taste really nice, but then you'll forget about it once it's gone because you're like, oh.
You might not remember the particulars of each joke, and so I'm not really putting down that type of comedy. It's just really not for me as much to tell.
There's a good story will stay with you.
It does, yeah.
Well, it's just like if you're gathered around your dining room table with family, you know,
with your mayonnaise.
The most way to engage with like your family, like a good story is throughout history. A good story has always had value. You know what I mean? So I think for me, my act is turning into like longer stories, and that I like to tell, and within that there are like little sprinkles of shorter bits and jokes, but for me I do like the storytelling elements, and I think that's the way my act has changed throughout the years, is becoming more of that and less of like quick jokes.
Yeah, well, the more you experience in life as well, the more you're going to find that come to you. Do your stories like do you sit there with a pen and a pad and like write things down and like say, oh, I'll say this now?
No, I'm very loose with it, and like when the story that I think could work on stage, sometimes it takes 6 months, a year, longer to like work it all out. And like, cause I can only work out a story in front of people. And sometimes like when you're telling a story, you have all these different tunnels that you can go through. It's like a choose your own adventure book.
Right.
And, you know, on stage one night I'll go through tunnel A and that might be a dead end. And then you have to go next night and try tunnel B and C and all the way to Z and back, to find out which way the direction should go. And the thing that's tricky is like you can go through tunnel A and then there's another tunnel, a set of tunnels when you is that making sense to you?
Yeah, like I know what you mean. Like you could play like New York and you know these stories would really land because you know that crowd, but then you could go to another city and tell the same story and it wouldn't land because they haven't got the same kind of idea or background, but you could try a different story.
Or maybe you could end the story differently.
Yeah, or you'd move something around, or you know, I get that. To be fair, we've moved and done some live shows recently. We did the Master Debaters live for a podcast festival in Birmingham, and that was really interesting for us because the first time we did a live show, without going into it too much, we'll get flashbacks.
We've done 2 live shows.
Yeah, one went very well.
Technically, the first one wasn't our fault. It was a kids' charity event, and I don't know why we were there.
We were booked for a kids' event, which straight away was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
So we tried to tone it down a little bit, but then we just wasn't. We weren't funny, were we? Let's face it.
Wasn't our fault, mate.
No, we got a few laughs, few giggles. Someone ruined it, Wardle, then
we involved the audience, and it just didn't work.
It just didn't work. But then we did the second one, and I think the second one landed a lot better than the first one.
I've done quite a bit of live podcasting, and it's really a different animal. When I did live podcasts for my podcast here in the States, my partner wasn't a comedian, so like I kind of had to carry the weight of like kind of knowing what was funny, or he had to trust me that like this bit is going to work or this bit might not, and it is different because when you're doing the podcast, if you make each other laugh, that's like your validation. But like when you have 100, 200, 300 people in front of you, there's a lot more pressure. It's different. It feels different.
Yeah, that was the sort of the way we went. We just ended up telling stories that we knew sort of landed with our audience. So like we went back and just sort of reworked those to like. Yeah,
we just made sure that we knew what like because obviously they think we've been friends for a very long time. So the stories that we're telling, we already know them, but we have to tell them like it's the first time we're telling them.
Right.
If that you know what I mean, but like, but no,
well, that's
it went really well.
Nutshell, really, I mean, that's the way stand-up is retelling stories that and the crowd knows and that like this is not like the first time you're telling it, but that is like kind of like the fourth wall of the joke is like everyone kind of knows that they're participating in something that's been told before, and in a podcast form like you can still get away with that. I'd say that like in a live podcast format, what I've seen that works really well is a lot of like games and gameplay and structured elements like videos and using if you can use PowerPoints and stuff like that, all of that. If you have the visual elements with gameplay and like your personalities from the show, it really helps to bring everything together.
We did that, to be fair. It went really well, but for us it was a bit strange because obviously we were going from a completely audio-based platform to releasing an audio-based platform but having to use visual stimulus in it to get people to laugh, which was...
We did open with a video. We did, yeah. We opened with we showed like pictures of I was best man. Like every group of friends has got a knobhead, like a bit of a dickhead mate.
We're lucky because we've got 3.
Yeah, but for some reason he asked me to be his best man, and I still don't know why. It was like 2 years ago, and I still don't know why he asked me. I haven't spoken to him for like 18 months, but he asked probably because I ruined the wedding. Yeah. But every single photo of the photographer took of the wedding that I was in, I ruined.
You just didn't want to be there. Shirt was hanging out.
Unintentionally, I ruined every single photo. I thought I was smiling in these photos, and I wasn't.
Tell Jiggy what they did with the final photos, mate.
Oh, they've cropped me out of all the photos as well.
He's been cropped out.
Oh my god.
He's the best man, and he's not in any photos.
I'm not.
The thing is going to be, that entire experience for him, and especially for you, is going to just build and be like 10 times more hilarious in like 15 years. If they're still together and like, if they last like 15, 20, 30 years, all those pictures are going to be hilarious to them.
Not for him, I don't think, but they are for us.
Like, 2 months later when they release their photo albums from the wedding, they probably just want to like rip your hair out.
Yeah. Well,
but that's going to become every year. Those pictures are going to be more and more funny to them.
The photographer uploaded them straight away to Facebook as well. And there's a really nice one, and she's walking down the aisle, and she's like locked eyes with her dad. And it's a lovely moment of her walking down the aisle with her dad, and I'm in the background, and I look like a bouncer. And I look miserable, and I've just ruined. That's a lovely photo that I've just absolutely ruined forever.
That's every time I think about it, I laugh. Like we were telling the story live, and I just couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah,
I couldn't stop laughing. I've seen these photos, and I know what's coming, and I still can't stop myself.
Single photo.
That's pretty funny. That's great.
Yeah, bless him.
Jiggy, your British accent you did before. I'll be honest with you, I could do with some work. But
it's not the best.
What I want to do is I want to just play a quick game with you.
Sure.
I'm going to pit you against Sean. We've started doing this sort of like a quick fire debate sort of game where I've got like a debate, but you've got to do an accent that is selected, and there's no prep, and I just throw a debate in your lap, and you've got to do that debate. You've got 30 seconds each.
Okay.
To put forward your argument. So for this game, we'll get Jiggy. You'll have an English accent.
Okay.
And we're going to give Sean an American accent.
Okay. Where so anyway, I can go anywhere I want.
You can go anywhere in America that you want, mate.
Okay.
Anywhere in America. Right.
Jig, I've got you. Anywhere in America, do they have English accents?
You want me to pick your American accent?
Oh, yeah, pick his accent.
All right, you have to do a Southern accent.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you do a Southern accent? It doesn't matter.
Nah.
Don't even try. Don't even try. Okay. Right, your first debate will be Michael Jackson versus Prince.
All right, who do I fight for?
Who would you prefer?
I'll do Michael Jackson.
So you get Prince. Right. No, okay. Jiggy, you got Michael Jackson. Sean, you've got Prince. I'll let Jiggy go first.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about Prince.
I know. 30 seconds in an English accent.
Damn.
Why is Michael Jackson better than Prince? Go.
I think that it's quite clear that Michael Jackson, he's not only a better dancer, but he's also a better performer, the best performer of all time. I mean, Prince, when he went on stage, he had a guitar. Who cares if you can play the guitar? Plus, the albums are much more selective. He didn't release 48 albums where he's just thrusting and talking about sex. There's a lot more to it. I mean, something the Queen can listen to is a Michael Jackson album. You can't listen to Prince. I mean, what is it? Cream? What is this?
Stop.
Okay. God damn.
To be fair, that accent has got a lot better.
That was good. Yeah. You're a bit Joe Pasquale, but it was good.
You started off very strong.
Oh, this isn't going to go well.
Right, Sean, can you name 3 Prince songs, Sean?
Purple Rain.
Wicked. That's all. Sean.
Your kiss.
That's exactly how it sounds. Yeah. Right, you've got 30 seconds. Convince me that Prince is better than Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Go in
a Southern American accent.
Go.
Okay. Well, Toff, what it is, you see, is Prince. He's the greatest performer of all time. The man was about 4'3", and yet he was a sexual tyrannosaurus. He's known as an international sex symbol. And he looked the way he had a perm. He had some great songs like Purple Rain. And he didn't die in an accidental overdose from a doctor he should have performed to. Yes, the man died with dignity.
Yeah,
he brought purple back, and purple's a great colour. And he wore big shoulder pads. And
Stop. Prince did die of an overdose.
Shit!
I think you somehow managed to make a Southern British accent.
You did,
yeah. God damn. My brother wasn't my sister.
He was 4'3".
He was 4'3".
He was a bit bigger than that.
I say. His dick was 5'11".
Oh, that's tickled me. Right, next one.
Who won that one?
Why am I dead loud? Huh?
Who won that?
That's not for me to decide, mate.
Okay, mate.
That'd be for our listeners to decide. Okay. Jiggy. Who jumps out, Angela Lansbury or Betty White?
I don't know who Angela Lansbury is.
Oh, Angela Lansbury.
Okay, it's fine. She did the
Mrs. Potts?
Jump Beauty and the Beast, Mrs. Potts, and Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. No, sorry.
And what was that? Murder She Wrote.
Murder She Wrote. She was in Murder She Wrote.
I'll do Betty White. I know who Betty White is.
Yeah, you can get Betty White. Okay. In a Thunderdome, who would win in a fight? Angela Lansbury versus Betty White. Sean, you can go first this time.
Okay.
Jiggy, pick an accent for Sean. Can be anywhere in the world.
Australian.
Boom.
G'day, Bruce.
Sean, pick an accent for Jiggy.
I could be really cruel here, but I'm not going to Spanish.
Okay. Right, Sean, 30 seconds. Okay. Trapped in a Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Angela Lansbury would beat Betty White in a fight.
Yeah. What's my accent again? Australian.
Okay. Tell me why. Go.
Well, Bruce, you see, the thing is, Angela Lansbury, she'd win in the fight because she got the finger strength from all that typing. She's about to get everything grip. Betty White, she's just good with a rolling pin.
You've gone cockney, mate.
You fucking what? You fucking mug. Angela Lansbury, she was the greatest voice performer. I can't do this.
I
can't do Australian. G'day, Bruce, put a shrimp on the barbie. Angela Lansbury is better at a barbecue than Betty White. I don't even know Betty White. She's not famous for anything. She's famous for being someone's mum.
Stop. Betty White was in Golden Girls.
No, not trying to.
Sean, that was garbage.
That was awful, mate. I think Betty White won that one. She hadn't even gone yet.
Right. Jiggy. Spanish.
Oh, God.
Betty White would win in a Thunderdome against Angela Lansbury. Go.
But
Are you alright, mate? Shout if you need help.
Betty White, I'm just doing British at this point.
Your next
Betty White. I don't. God, I don't even know what Spanish accent it is.
Just do Antonio Banderas. That's Mexican. It's fine, but just do that.
I think I lost.
I never won that one.
Stop. 30 seconds. Can you just say Betty
I don't
White
know.
in Spanish?
I don't know a Spanish accent. What would you say Spanish accent would be?
Betty White.
Oh, hello there. Oh, that's French. I went
Senorita.
French. Shit.
That's French.
I can't do Spanish. How does Puss in Boots talk?
Puss. I said Antonio Banderas. That's what I go for. Is he Spanish? Antonio Banderas. Have I been really racist here?
Nah, it's close enough.
Bellissimo.
I don't think
Italian.
I can do this Spanish. Tell me a Spanish word.
Senorita.
Barcelona. There you go.
Barcelona. Go.
I can't do Spanish then.
No.
Right, we'll do... Okay.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to shit on you a bit now, Jiggy.
All right.
We'll keep it English. Actually, do you want to try a different accent?
Can I pick again?
Maybe I'll do Italian.
Italian, okay.
Oh, we're picking our own now. Is that right?
Jiggy, in Italian, you can go first. Convince me that Back to the Future is a bad film.
Is a bad film?
Yes. In Italian, yeah?
Okay.
Go.
I don't understand. There's a movie. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you go back in time to go see your parents when there's so many other things you could do? I mean, why wouldn't you go back to, maybe 1700s? You go back into the future. You go to another time. Who wants to go back to the 1950s? Nothing happens in the 1950s. Why would you go there? Oh, bellissima, ciao. I don't know. I don't know why you do this. I don't know why you would do this. Why you do this to me?
And stop.
Good effort.
To be fair, for one of your favourite films, you didn't do too bad there. Sean.
Yes, mate.
Same to you.
Okay.
Jiggy, pick an accent for Sean.
Wait. He picked his own?
No, fine. You do Italian too.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. Okay, Sean.
Okay. Oh, shit.
30 seconds in Italian. Yeah. Well, in Italian accent. Try it in Italian, mate. See you do.
Well,
Italian accent. Back to the Future is a bad film.
See
I haven't said go.
Okay, I'm trying to...
Don't call Leon.
Yeah, don't call Leon.
Go.
Well, I forgot Italian. Yeah. Well, you think, Toff, you see, the thing about the Back to the Future films, they're massive plot holes. Massive plot holios. He goes back and he gets there and he gets the meatball and the spaghetti and he does not do it properly. Like he goes back and then when he goes to the future, it would be an alternate future. It would be a different future. It's a paradox. It doesn't work. If he doesn't go back in time, mum and dad never meet. It does not. Okay. And he tried to finger his mum.
I was going to say, not once did anybody say that he nearly banged his mum.
He nearly banged his mum. And to be fair, if my mum were like that, I'd be tempted.
You kind of sounded like Dracula.
Thank you. I'm just like, is he not Italian?
I don't want to go. No, I don't think Dracula's from Rome.
No, is he not? I thought he was.
You did go very Transylvania.
Sorry, yes. It's watching Hotel Transylvania, mate. I've been watching it on repeat for days. Great film. Yeah, no, if I went back in time and my mum looked like she looked in that film, I'd be tempted. Because his mum's smoking in that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Smoke? You've never once said smoke.
Smoking!
That's really dark. It's really dark of you.
It is a bit.
Sean's
a dark individual.
I am. I've got a bit of a... It's an unfortunate byproduct of my kind of work environment for the last 13 years.
Never once has he said he'd bang his mum. So that's...
No, I'm not saying I'll bang my mum. I'm just saying if my mum were like that.
No, you said if your mum was attractive, you'd bang your mum.
No, I said I'd find it difficult.
Ipso facto, that's what you're trying to say.
But she's the same age as you, so it makes it weird. Like it's your mum, but it's not your mum.
Because it is your mum?
Yeah, but it's not though, because you've never seen her like that.
It doesn't matter how far into the past or how far into the future you go, your mum will still always be your mum. Whether she's 30.
What about if you fucked her and then killed her? Because then technically you're never born.
Then he fucked and killed his mum.
Yeah, but you're never born, so you can't... Yeah, but it's a paradox. You can't go back in time and kill your mum if you stop to front. You know what I mean?
But then he would cease to be.
No, it's a loop. It's a constant loop. He'd never stop. It's a constant loop.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think it's not right.
You still shouldn't bang your mum.
You shouldn't bang your mum. No, I'm not advocating you should bang your own mother. You know, I'll leave that for our southern friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
whoa,
international bants.
Shall we do one more? Okay, Sean, pick one more accent for you.
Ooh, I'm gonna pick. You do Liverpudlian? I'm joking. No, you know. I'm gonna try another country. Yeah, you go. Yeah, you can have Australia. Australia, mate.
And okay, Jiggy, in an Australian accent. Where have I gone? Are you familiar with the Lethal Weapon film?
Yes.
Convince me, in an Australian accent, that Riggs and Murtaugh are a better duo than Bad Boys. What are their characters? Mike Lowry and...
Mike Lowry.
What's Martin Lawrence's name?
I can remember. Martin Lawrence, I can remember.
Martin Lawrence, yeah, okay. What the fuck's his name?
And Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Mike Lowry.
Okay, Riggs and Murtaugh are the better tag team in Australian accent. Go.
Well, first off, good day from down under. And
Way
I'd
better
like
than
to
yours,
say
already.
that the Lethal Weapon films it's really about the chemistry of the characters. It's not like the Bad Boys. I don't think they had the same characters, you get it? It's really about the... I think the only thing this segment has proved that I'm terrible at accents.
What's that, Skippy? You stood down the wheel.
You went quite southern then.
Yeah. You get it? Get up my lawn.
I mixed Southern Australian, and then you had some Transylvanian Italian. This is really not a good display.
I can't do accents.
Sean cannot do accents. So what I'm going to do, Sean, is I'm going to pick Geordie. Because that's Geordie, for any Americans listening, it's a country. No, it's a
place.
city in this country
Newcastle.
called Newcastle.
Why, I bet.
And everybody's shirtless, overweight, and headbutts people.
You've upset a lot of people.
We ain't got no listeners in it. Well, we probably have. Sorry. No, I don't care. I don't live in Newcastle. Right. Okay. Sean, Newcastle. We know from this show, and people that are listening.
For fuck's sake.
No, you cannot do.
So I was supposed to go away and learn how to do a Geordie accent, and I haven't.
You said you'd go away and do
Yeah, but I didn't say when. I just said I would.
Actually, no. We'll make it more international. You can do Canadian. That's harder.
I'll just do American. It's the same thing. So, I just got a boot instead of about.
Are you going to ruin it? Geordie.
No, I'll go Geordie.
Sean, 30 seconds. Convince me that Bad Boys are a better duo.
Why, I bet. See, the English blast with the bad boy. Why, man? Jimmy Nail, you know. I can't do Geordie. I can't do it.
Yorkshire.
I can't do it. I can't physically get my tongue around the fucking thing.
Man?
I'm just going to keep saying this. Why, I bet. I bet.
Just at least say Bad Boys.
Bad Boys?
Well, Italian.
Bad Boys, I bet. They're a couple of bad lads.
Stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow, it's really bad.
Wow, you can have that one.
I think we're both really bad. It's okay.
We'll practice together. I think you've won that one, Jig. I don't lie to you, Jig. I think you've
probably
out of all the rounds. I think you're going to come up
with your Australian accent. Actually, impressed me quite a bit. It was quite good.
Your English was really good. I thought there was a couple of bits where you
the only one that
returned.
was tolerable. All the other ones, man,
you'd pass.
Not that good.
In short phrases, you'd pass. You'd pass for an English person.
Yeah.
As long as you didn't say more than like 4 or 5 words.
Yeah. Set yourself a challenge when you come to England. Just try and pass yourself off as English to one person.
And I'll try and pass myself off as American.
I think that would be interesting. We could try that.
You just go up to someone and go, "What's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all? We're doing shots over here, or what? You got any sisters?"
Damn, that shit was dope.